Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Krish and Tammy here, coming to you live from Toronto, Canada. I think last week we were in Gatineau, Quebec. Or was that for a Saturday training? I'm losing track here. We're traveling so much. But first of all, I want to congratulate a new diamond that just popped in today. And we have Dr. Salman from Ghana. Congratulations. And I know that we also have, let's just see here. We have Mr. Godfred and Miss Bernice that just hit the Ruby level from Ghana. Congratulations. The team of Ghana is doing absolutely fantastic. And I know we have many, many other new associates that are doing absolutely fantastic. For all of you here that are coming for the very first time, we're going to be sharing an opportunity that is really growing worldwide because of the price point, because of the opportunities presented, and also we're dealing with a market that is absolutely growing. But before we begin, just want to welcome Bakshi. Welcome from Bangladesh, and we have Mary Paul from Ottawa, Ontario. Welcome, welcome. We have Scully from Sweden. Welcome. Jim from New Brunswick, Canada. And we have here Marvin from Las Vegas. Welcome. MC from Texas. Courtney from Toronto. Welcome. And we have here Marie from Panama, and we have Frank from Ohio, and all of you that will be coming in as the presentation is taking part. We are certainly welcoming you here. Now, this is the end of week presentation that we're doing this evening. So, Tammy, let's start with introducing to the audience. How did we get introduced to GotBackup?
Yeah, first of all, I just wanted to welcome everybody who's joining us, whether you're already an existing member or you're just, evaluating the opportunity. Just wanted to extend a welcome to you. And Chris and I learned about the Got Backup project back a little bit over 2 years ago now. It was May of last year.
Mhm.
And the owner of the Got Backup project, the owner of the parent company called Global Virtual Opportunities, is a very, very good friend of ours. We watched our kids grow up and the grandkids, all that stuff, and we've done some business with him in the past. We're kind of going to share that through the presentation. But when he contacted us to tell us about the Got Backup project, we were really excited because we understand timing, we understand opportunity, and data storage, as everybody's all saying, is it's the new oil, and everybody's filling up their devices. So a huge opportunity there.
Absolutely, folks. So again, why we chose Got Backup, there's many reasons, and some of them is we have friends from all over the world, and we knew that people were looking for an opportunity that they can afford getting started, but in the same time, that had a great opportunity because of growth. Just again, why am I saying this? I want to start by saying a company out there called Dropbox. I'm sure you heard of. Almost everybody has it here. My point in saying is they have over 700 million users, but they're not paying a dime to because there's no affiliate, there's no network marketing component. And we want to share with you what we bring to the table with that. So we saw an opportunity where families can really empower themselves with a global opportunity with massive potential in a time where people can turn their dreams into reality. Looking in these pictures over here, you can see here the father showing off the set of keys. They bought a brand new home, and would not be a nice situation for your family if you're simply, your family's expanding, you need to have more space. What about, taking vacation where you want to, not where you can afford to? Or what about adding new members of the family? The cost of living today has increased tenfold, and we know that. So the fact is, some people may be questioning, can we afford that many members of our family? That should not be a question. The question is, do we want, not can we afford? And the last point here, which is something that's very important, Tammy and I are kind of crossing that bridge now, where we're moving into the retirement stage and we want to live from the fruit of our labor. So maybe some of you are in that situation, and maybe a situation has happened in the past several years that your nest egg might have been slashed a little bit, and you're needing another source of income coming in, and this could be it for you. So let's expand on that, Tammy.
I always get excited when you share those pictures because everybody wants more in life. And with Got Backup, there's an opportunity here to help average people. Chris and I are average people. We made decisions well over 25 years ago that we were sick and tired of the system. We didn't want to have jobs. We didn't want to be away from our families. We wanted to be able to make better choices in life. So we joined the network marketing profession because of that and had a lot of success globally. But our goal is always to help people to get go from average to above average, or maybe you're above average, but you're just wanting a challenge or want more or want to help a family member in need, right?
And the fact is, the company here, a little bit of background, began in 1997 from Gatineau, Quebec. And that's where we met Joel. And I remember they were in a basement of a house. That's how it all started. Just like Apple, they started from a garage. And it's amazing that now they're in a 10,000 square feet data center. You can see a small picture here in a center. You can see a little bit of the servers, which we'll actually have Joel share that a little bit, where Tammy and I were there a few months back. And we visited the facility, which is absolutely amazing. And I remember the reason why is because they were expanding so fast that the bandwidth is the cables on the ground that can support the traffic. Think of a super highway with how many lines you have. And if you have 16 lines to be able to support a huge amount of traffic, or if you only have 4 lines or 2 lines, which people are bumper to bumper, right? So it's a little bit the same thing, but it's digitally, right? So let's look at a video that represent what's going on the back end and a little bit of the story from Joel's explanation, the owner of GotBackup. Let's check this out together.
Hey guys, welcome to the corporate office of GotBackup. Now everybody wants to know, are we super secure? And how do we offer such an amazing service at such a low price? So this is in our tech room. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take you on a tour of our server room to show you just how secure it is, and we welcome you into the family. So let's go over to the server room. So the first thing I wanna explain to you guys is that we're fully PCI compliant. For physical PCI compliance, what does that mean? It means we're allowed to physically store credit cards in our data center because we're uber secure. So we've passed all the tests for that, and we're legally allowed to store credit cards and your storage. So one of the first requirements for PCI compliance is you have to have 2 coded doors before you get into your server room. We also, as a company, like to have fun, so we call it Area 51. So anyway, I'm gonna code this door with my back here so you guys can't see what the code is. Come in this way. This is a simple inventory room, guys. We build servers here and so forth. And then our second coded door is over here, okay? And so we have a coded door here as well to get into the server room. So here we are in the server room, guys. This is where all the magic happens. So a couple of things people ask. Joel, how secure is my data, and could you ever lose our data? So as an example, let's come here. It's impossible to lose your data, and here's why. If you look at this storage array, and we have, hundreds of storage arrays in here, there's 14 hard drives across this storage array. 4 of these hard drives could fail, which statistically never happens, but let's say it did. 4 of these hard drives need to fail before we start to lose some data. But guess what? We're not going to lose any data because this is striped to here. This whole rack of hard drives here is copied here. Just the same here. All these hard drives here are copied here. So there's not a single point of failure relative to your data. There's also no single point of failure in the server room. As an example, there's A power and B power. Every server is plugged into A power. Every server is plugged into B power. Also, relative to cooling of this room, if you come over here, you'll see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 air conditioners in this server room. So the air is never going to be a problem. The other thing as well is we're very, very efficient. If you look up at the ceiling, let's come back over here, you'll see vents up there, and the cold air is strategically placed in front of the servers here, so it sucks in all the cold air, and it goes over into the hot aisle behind this wall here. So very, very efficient server room as well. And finally, if God forbid there was ever a fire in this room, we have here what's called a fire suppression system. What this system does, it's just a bunch of electronics behind here, but we can open it up, okay, is if God forbid there was a fire, and in 25 years there's never been a fire, but it will snuff out all the oxygen in this room. If there's no oxygen, then the fire goes out, right? So we don't use water to destroy the equipment. So that's the basics of the server room. Super, super secure and super redundant relative to your data. So the other aspect to security is we use the exact same security as Amazon, as Google, as all the big players, Microsoft. It's patented security, it's military grade, 256-bit encryption security. So your stuff is very secure. So let's come out of the server room for now.
So this is a small segment of this video, which you can access from the back office of GotBackup and to the extra promotional tool. Back to presentation here, folks. There is 2 global trends that we want to consider. I know I'm an investor and I like to invest in equities and dividend stocks and everything else, anything that produce an income stream. But in the same time, I like to spend my time into the kind of venture that we know will be here for the long term. And that's exactly what GotBackup is representing. I'll come back to that. So Tammy, let's start with this slide on sharing these trends.
Yeah, so trend number 1 is a data storage. So you can see there's almost 15 billion smartphones devices that everybody has around the world. And what are they all doing? They're all filling up their devices with pictures, with videos, with documents, and we're living in a paperless world. So this here, as Chris is going to share the charts, when we saw this, we're like, oh my gosh, we have to position ourselves in front of this because it's going to be massive.
I totally agree. If you look at these slides over here, this is 2011 to 2023. Now, I'm using this slide because the growth is so massive from 2011 to 2023. So, folks, it's absolutely amazing. From 6% to 60%, and it's growing even faster right now. If you look at this slide here, a bit more up to date, the size of cloud storage market worldwide today from 2022 to 2030, $90 billion in revenue in 2022. They're predicting $500 billion in 2030. I think it'll be a lot more than that. I think they're being very, very conservative. I think it'll be more like $750 billion. So this is big money, folks. So the fact here is one of the reason is because of our cell phone addiction.
Yeah. I mean, we're all taking pictures all the time and videos all the time. We have our grandson here visiting us for 10 days. And what are we doing? We're taking pictures. We're creating memories, right? We're having some fun with it. But if you look at here, all the percentage of what we can do with our phones and the amount of people who are doing this, like setting alarms. I do this when I even set timers for certain things that I need to do. Chris and I are always tapping to do our purchases now. Super simple, easy to do. And yeah, you can see everything there. There's one thing that I love, Chris, is the 57% are using their phones on their dates. That's a no-no.
No, that's a big no-no.
That's one thing
That's
that
a
Chris
big
and I are
no-no,
very
guys.
diligent on date night.
So that you do have to watch.
phones.
But I do love the fact that, and even sometimes I don't even bring my credit cards, which before it would be unthinkable. But today, I got my phone. It's so convenient. But folks, there's also a growing concern with this is data loss is unfortunately a situation where 45% of cell phone users have accidentally damaged a cell phone and lost their data. Think about it, folks. Think about everything in here. So if it's never been backed up and everything you own is lost in the past, I don't know how many years, right? Think about the emotional drama that this could cause. 5700 screen, cracked every hour, laptop, cell phone stolen every 43 seconds. And these numbers are a few years old, might be a lot worse than that right now. What about this message?
Yeah, everybody's getting these messages. I have conversation with my friends all the time, and even strangers when we're out and about talking, and people are tired of getting these messages. And what do you do when you get these messages? You have no choice. You have to pay more, or you take the time and start deleting some precious memories, which people don't want to take the time to do. So yeah, so this is a big concern, and we have a solution.
And the second trend here, folks, is making more money. This is really, really important. And people are looking all the time. It's amazing the amount of searches that are done on a daily, hourly basis online about looking for opportunities, looking for ways to make money. 42%, I mean, if I may focus on North American market here, 42% of Americans have side businesses. 62% of Gen Z, these are our children, 18 to 25, have side business. I know my kids have side businesses. What about the rest of the world here, folks? This is what is going on. And you can leverage these two global trends with GotBackup with a price point that everybody can afford. You'll see that in a minute, but also an opportunity of growth that is absolutely unparalleled. Let's talk about our product.
Yeah, I love the fact that it's global. So we have 6 terabytes of data storage. On one account, you can have 5 additional accounts. What that means is you can have 5 additional members on your account, each one having their own passwords, and you get to decide out of those 6 terabytes how much you want to give to each person. So, and unlimited devices, all that for $10. So when I saw that, even without the opportunity, when I saw that, I said, oh my gosh, every family needs this. So it's a huge value for a product. And what's really exciting, it's the only home-based business that offers a data storage solution. So when Chris and I saw this, it was such an easy yes. Let's get started. Let's run with it, and let's tell everybody about it.
And I'm sure that for some of you that maybe that I've shared this with other people, or you might be even thinking, well, I'm using iCloud to back up my phone, or I'm using Dropbox to back up my computer, or at least to store my files from my computer or even my phone, and I'm using Google Drive. Well, here's the thing here, folks. They're all within the same price range, $9.99. They offer 2 terabytes. And in fact, folks, prices are increasing now. GotBackup is just shy of $10, same thing, but you can have you have 6 terabytes that comes with this price. Unlimited amount of devices, folks. I'm telling you that companies will not give you unlimited. It is a marketing money grab. People will charge you. Companies will charge you for per devices or whatever space you want to use, or if you want to share your data, all of these things. GotBackup is doing all of this for $10 a month. Now, here's the kicker. Per year, if you look at iCloud, $360. Again, these numbers might have changed a little bit, but I think you understand the message here. Dropbox, $660, and Google Drive, $216. Now, these terabytes may vary a little bit, but I guarantee you they do not offer this for shy of $100. Again, unlimited amount of devices, folks. You can have a computer, which could be a PC, could be a Mac, could be an iPhone, could be an Android device, whatever. It could be an iPad, whatever it is, folks. You can back them all up. And if you stick around to the end, I'm going to show you how I'm organized and how my phone and my iPad mini and my computers, even my computer in Florida is backed up. And I'll show you that it's all there sitting here. It's really awesome. So Tammy, let's summarize this before I go a little bit of a demo on how to install this from your iPhone device. Or I should say from your phone.
And I really like this message here. People spend all this money buying these fancy things to protect the outside, but it's all about what's inside, right? So 6 terabytes of data storage, $9.97 a month, includes up to 6 accounts, and you can use Android or iPhones or both. I mean, Chris and I have many devices, and you saw the backup video. So you can see what's behind it all. And there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So once you get yourself all set up, I don't know anybody who would want to go back to paying the same amount for 2 terabytes when they got 6 and they can share it with their family. So
I totally agree. Yeah. So let's check a little video on how to install this from our portable devices.
Hey, everybody. This is a quick walkthrough of how to install your GotBackup app onto your mobile device. In this case, I'm using the Android Galaxy, but the process is the same also on an iPhone. So to download your app, there's 2 ways to do this. You can either come to the Play Store. On an iPhone, it's called just the App Store, and just search for GotBackup. And there it is. Or we could come to our members area and go to use this tool, and then you will see it here on your dashboard. So again, I'm using my Android device. So I'm going to go ahead and click this, and it's going to take me to my Google Play Store. If you're on an iPhone, it will take you to your App Store on your iPhone device. So I'm going to go ahead and install that. Awesome. I'm going to go ahead and open it. It's going to ask you to log into your account. Go ahead and allow all your notifications so it could let you know that everything's being uploaded properly, and go ahead and put in your unique ID. Once logged in, you will be asked to let GotBackup access your photos and videos on your mobile device. Select Allow. Without having to do anything, an Android upload folder was automatically created for me. Neat! If you are on an iPhone, the folder will be called iPhone Upload. Now, depending on how many photos and videos is on your device, your first backup might take some time. So it is highly recommended that your device is on a charger and is connected to Wi-Fi. It is a good idea to start your first backup in the evening and keep your GotBackup app open and let it back up overnight. One more thing I'd like to point out. If I tap on these three little lines on the top left corner and tap on Settings, you will see these three boxes under Monitor are automatically checked. Auto Upload will automatically upload all future photos and videos taken on your device to your GotBackup cloud. Camera Roll Upload will back up all existing photos and videos that are stored on your device to your GotBackup cloud. And Upload only on Wi-Fi will only back up your data while connected to Wi-Fi. If you have an unlimited data plan, you can uncheck this. So if I come to my gallery, I'm going to have a slew of pictures from over the years. This is actually Joel's phone, so if I come to my albums, I have almost 1,400 pictures. Alright, so if I come to my app, come back to my menu and click Transfers, you're going to see all my pictures now are uploading. Since this might be a large upload at first and I have a low battery, it's highly recommended that you plug into a power source. So I'm going to do that right now. Alright, now that's finished. We can now see that our Android upload has all been categorized by what year these photos were taken. These were taken in 2021. And this was just recently. So that's pretty much it. Pretty easy, pretty straightforward.
So as you can see here, folks, it's really simple to do. The system will do it all, and your phone also become a portal to everything that's in your cloud. So let's continue with the presentation here, folks. The only cloud storage that pay you is called GotBackup. So let's summarize how we get paid just by giving you a bit of an understanding from the first three. So let's start with that, Tammy.
Yeah, as you can see, there's 7 ways here. 3 are highlighted, as Chris just mentioned. And we're going to focus on that aspect because that's the building blocks of this business. So customer acquisition bonus, that's when somebody decides they want to become a member and they decide if they want to do monthly or yearly. You get 200% upfront. If somebody signs up and pays monthly, you get 50% upfront if somebody signs up and pays yearly, and 25% on any additional packaging. And you can see on the bottom, 25% for customers ongoing. So let's do a couple examples so that people understand how it works. Okay, so let's say you have 20 people who became members, and they came in at the $9.97. Of course, is much more for the yearly. And you get 200% up front. So let's round off a $9.97 to $10. So you get $20 up front times 20 people. That's $400 in commission. And always remember, you're never limited to the amount of people you can bring in. Timing is everything, and nobody knows about GotBackup, and we're globally. So it's super exciting. Another example would be customers. So you get 25% ongoing. As I mentioned, we're going to round off the $9.97 to $10. And so it's $250 times 20 customers. That's $50 ongoing every single month. And this is for people, you know, they don't want to do any business. They just want to have a great service, which is awesome.
I totally agree. And number 2, it's what we call the cycle earnings. What Tammy shared with you, that is the initial stages where they pay you upfront, by the way, very generously, considering how much they pay and how much they give you for the initial amount when they start, it's pretty amazing. Now, what I'm going to share with you, what happens on the back end as this accumulates. The first part I want to talk about on number 2 is the cycle earning. And just to talk about this, to understand that there's a 2-team tree, there's a left team and a right team. When you look at indirect referral, that's someone above you that is sharing the same leg as you. Understand there's 2 legs to sponsor people. If you have 4 people, then 2 is going to be on one side and 2 is going to be on the other side, technically again. Now, some of you will bring hundreds. Some of you have bought thousands, and I'm not kidding, because you have these marketing tools and everything. My point in saying here is it has to go either on the right and the left, and that's why sometimes you may see an indirect referral. Now, let's talk about the cycle bonus. That's number 2. There are 2 tiers, tier 1 and tier 2. What does that mean? Well, it means that tier 2, there's more money. 3 times, as a matter of fact, than tier 1. I'll expand on that as we move forward. Step number 1 is you want to be active, just like you're paying for your Netflix, your Amazon Prime, your Disney Plus, whatever it is that you pay monthly for the service that they provide. Same thing with GotBackup. You pay your monthly, you're active. Number 2, you need to enroll 2 people. Okay, 1 on the left side and then 1 on your right side. When that happens, you are now qualify to start earning what we call cycle bonus. 1 on the left, 1 on the right. These are people paying $10 a month. It's not that difficult. Number 3 is to earn cycles is the system needs to see there is 6 people in your business. But again, you need to have your 2, but it's a ratio 4-2. What I mean by that is one side has to be 4, the other side has to be 2, just like the way it's represented here. It does not have to be coming all from you, but you can bring them all, or it can be a combination of people above or the people below. When that happens, this will generate 1 cycle. My question to you is, how many cycles do you want in your business? Do the math. Think of Dropbox, that has 700 million users. See the potential here, folks. This is massive. Now, the third portion we want to talk about is a cycle match. You get paid for every person that you bring in based on what they do in their performance of their organization. I just explained to you the cycle bonus. This is what we call a team cycle match bonus. So basically what happens is if you sponsor me and I build a team and I cycle a lot, well, you have the potential to earn a significant amount of that. So my point is, if you're a Sapphire, and that's where it starts, you get 25%. So if you cycle 100 times, you get 25 cycles added on to what you've earned and your cycle bonus. You understand what I'm saying? What if you sponsor 20 people? What if you sponsor 100 people? Do you see the math here? And let's look at this. You can get paid up to $1,000 as a Sapphire. And if you get a member that is rocking, I just mentioned someone hit Diamond just recently. Someone hit, Ruby. Right? So look at the potential of earning. You can make all the way up to $20,000 for every single person you bring to the business. I'm not saying you're going to make that. What I'm saying is that's the potential based on their performance. This is absolutely amazing. The other bonuses simply comes to you as you grow your business. And I'll come back to you in a minute, but when you reach the level of goal, now you start earning the generation bonus. When you become above that, then you start getting the dynamic compression, and you start getting the rank bonus pool, and all of these gets added on. And we have plenty of trainings to explain that to you in details here, folks. So Tammy, let's summarize this so people understand in simple term, what do they need to do to make that possible?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's simple. Sign up, and then you bring your first 2. Chris shared that with the cycle bonus. When you bring 1 person on your left and 1 person on the right. So that's number 2. And then number 3 is go get a couple more people and then duplicate that. There's one thing that Chris and I have learned of all the years that we've had our success globally, is the simpler you keep things, the faster you're going to go into momentum. And that's exactly what we did with GotBackup. It's flying right now. There's a lot of great momentum. Every time you look at your phone, another new one signed up, and it's really, really exciting to see that. So yeah, $20 annual fee. It's super simple. And that's that's what gives you your back office and all your marketing tools and all of that stuff available for you. And then you decide whether you want to pay yearly or a monthly. You can see yearly. We have that highlighted because most people pay yearly, so they save a couple months of payments. And let's face it, in today's world, deals are really, really important. People are working on a budget, and that's what I love about this, is because everybody can afford this.
I totally agree, Tammy. And now we have a new country that is that we are representing, and it's called Djibouti.
Djibouti.
Djibouti. Is that pronounced? The Republic of Djibouti. So 159 countries. Folks, it's not going to be long. We're going to be in every single countries around the world. This is going to be huge. Folks, I know there's an event that's coming very soon, so stay tuned for that. It's going to have lots of fun here in one of our Saturdays, so stay tuned with emails and messages and Telegram messages to make sure that you're aware of all of this. And by the way, John, if you have some issues in reference to response, it's not the really right place to cover that, but I can tell you that make sure that you relog into your back office, click on your ticket support, and look to see if there is an answer. It could be as simple as that. So let's carry on. So
and every Saturday there's trainings, John, that are recorded, and you can go back and look at that to know how to do this the right way.
So recognizing achievement, folks, this is so important. As I always said, babies cry for it. Repeat after me. Adults die for it. So the fact here, folks, if you look at the ladder, and I talked about the ranks in a moment ago. So as a bronze, you sponsor one person. As a copper, this is what Tammy talked about. 1% on your left, 1% on your right. You become a copper. This is your building block. These are the things that, first of all, you want to qualify for. Number one. Number two, every time someone comes in, you just want to make sure they understand that they need to become copper. That's sponsored 1% left, 1% on your right. When you become a silver, that's because someone in your team that you personally have enrolled, or someone that they've enrolled, not silly the one you brought in, but he came from them, then you become a silver. The system sees, oh, your team is duplicating. You become a gold when you sponsored 5 people, and 3 out of those became coppers. You see, that's the key here. And there's 25 people on your team. Now, remember, number 4 of the bonuses starts kicking in for you. And then a platinum. That means that you have a total of 10 people in your business that you've sponsored. Remember, these are $10 price point. It's not very hard to do. And out of that, you need to make sure that you have 4 people that are copper. 4. Okay. So, and you have a total of 40 people in your team. Now you're a platinum. Why is this important? You remember when I talk about tier 1 and tier 2 in your cycles? Tier 2, you make 3 times the amount. That's why you want to become a platinum. As a sapphire, remember when I talk about the matching cycle bonus up to 20,000? Okay, you got to become a sapphire. That means that the same 10 people that you sponsor, you don't need to sponsor more. You have your 10, that's covered. Now you need to have 5 people that are copper. You understand, folks? That's how this works. And there's a total of 50 people on your team. And that's how the business will recognize you and your pin levels. And just go back to our trainings in the GVO channel on their Saturday trainings, folks, the team trainings, and you'll see that we have plenty of training explained to you that in details. So as you become Emerald, Ruby, and Diamond, and so forth, that's when the compensation plan opens up to you, and your income could be absolutely massive. Let's summarize the support, Tammy.
Yeah, and there's a lot of support. You have personalized referral link, you have personalized landing page, you have well, actually a few different options there, which is super exciting. Gosh, Joel, there's one thing about Joel, because we talk to him regularly, the owner of GotBackup. He's always innovating, always, and he's always creating new stuff and exciting things. And he really knows how to market. You've got email marketing system that is built in for you for free. That blew me away. I didn't even realize we got that for free until I started to do my due diligence in the back office to see everything that's available. I thought it was just a data storage, and it's so much more that you get for free. It blew me away. You've got regular online presentations, just like this evening. Every Wednesday night is a company training. Chris and I are doing the trainings on Wednesday night. Joel comes in every once in a while. You might have different speakers, and there's team trainings going on all over the world, different languages, super, super exciting. And you also have team trainings and company training support. Every single Saturday, Chris and I do trainings, and we really appreciate the feedback because, John, the questions that you are personally asking, we share in our trainings. So if you go back to the trainings and listen to the recording to find out where the people are, because sometimes people just don't know where things are, and so they think it's not there, but it's there. So anyways, it's a basic training. It's called 101. I highly recommend to check that out.
Absolutely. Thank you, Tammy. And folks, and Marvin, you're absolutely correct. Success doesn't come from what you do occasionally. It comes from what you do consistently.
Correct.
Consistency is the key. And that is absolutely true. And I appreciate that, Marvin, you're on target here today. Folks, we have a product here that everyone needs in a business that everyone can afford. That's exactly what we have here, folks. If you came here from an affiliate link that someone sent to you, or you came here because someone invited you to come here, let them know that you are ready to get started and go to GotBackupLive.com right now. GotBackupLive.com and enroll, get started, and show up for our Saturday. And as a matter of fact, this coming Saturday, Tammy and I are going to be talking about ChatGPT and how do we create our content and all the little tweaks that we're going to share with you on how we put our emails together, which is included with your $9.97, which we talk about almost every Saturday. Now, one thing I want to share here with you here, folks, is our training Saturday, our back office. Now, very quickly here, just so you have an idea of how this all begins. When you begin, you're going to see here your status. You're going to see the support button. By the way, John, you may want to click on that and check this out. Now, from here, when you click on use this tool, then this is going to take you to the page that, by the way, on the video, it was showing you that you can go here from your cell phone, or which is just going to send you to the Apple Store or the Google Play Store. That's all you have. And when you click on those, follow the videos, which, by the way, what you saw a moment ago, that's exactly the same video here. This one here is for your computer, to back up your computer files. It's really, really amazing. It's an incremental backup that occurs all the time. And I talk about it very often. In fact, we've done many training on Saturday to expand on that. And here, if you click on auto login, it will take you to your GotBackup. These are 3 computers that I have. I have a smaller screen here, so that's why it's compressed below here. But there's basically 3 computers. That's my PC, which is this one over here. Okay. This one over here is my the computer where this one is the one that's in Florida, which the backup stopped on that date because the computer's closed. It's turned off. And this one over here is this particular computer, which I have 1.10 terabytes that is backed up. Yes, I have a 2 terabyte hard drive. So I do a lot of movie editing and everything else. But you know what's really cool now? It's all on GotBackup. And if I clean up my stuff, it's still going to be on GotBackup. Now, here's the other thing that's really, really awesome. If I click on this over here, these are my phones. So that's an iPad mini. Here's my phone. If I click on that, these are all the months. You can see in 2024, that's a full year from January to December. If I go back to 2025, for those of you who've been watching us presenting on a regular basis, we just had one more month that we just popped in here because it's an automatic process, right? So now we have the month of June. So every single month, there will be a new month created if I have files that will be backed up. Really, really cool. If I want to go to my collaborate and share here, you can actually drag and drop files directory right into this window. It will basically do a copy to your cloud just by dragging directories or files in here. I don't recommend to make a mess out of your local, out of your root directory. I suggest you create some root files and put your stuff in there. And this is where you can put all your different things. Okay. So this is really straightforward. Now I want to focus on this over here. If you click on your reseller tools, because this is how you build your business. So when you build your business, you need some marketing tool. Folks, most people, when you get involved in a company, they need to pay a third-party company to create funnels. Do you understand that this is included in your $9.97, folks? Now, this here is an older version. And whenever someone put their name and their email, when you provide and share that link, it will end up into an email campaign that you can populate, that you can buy, emails you can buy, which, by the way, if you get started, you see some upsells. Well, these are emails that you can buy to populate to make sure that you receive personalized emails on your behalf. This one over here is someone wants to start right away, send them that link over here, and you can click on that and just click on getting started and go through the process. Over here, you can see these are links that you can do some ad campaigns on Facebook, Google, or whatever you want. That way you don't need another video. There's usually a video that you might have produced for people to click on your link, and then you can put their name and email, and they will end up into the email campaign called pre-enrollee. These one over here, if you want someone to try the product for 7 days for free without them paying, give them that link. And that way they can go in there, they can install, they can back up their phone, back up the computer, the whole 9 yards. And then for 7 days, they can try it all out. After that, then obviously, if you don't pay, then you're going to lose access to this. Of course, they can restore if they want. The company's pretty cool. But remember, they haven't paid a dime. So if they want, they just activate. And folks, if most people want to back up their stuff and you see all their things are safely stored in a cloud, they're most likely going to want to activate for $10 a month. This one here down here below, this is the one you probably want to use for the general public. Why? Because a lot of people sometimes are a little bit resistant to network marketing. They just don't fully understand it. And Joel did an amazing job over here. And again, you can also buy the emails that people will receive, which is about $20 if you want to. But again, folks, these are things that will simplify your life. Instead of spending a lot of money, I'm not kidding, with third-party companies, it's all embedded into our company. All of that is included over here. And the thing that's really awesome over here, you have all these different tools, but here's something. We have a VIP coaching. If you want to have a better understanding on network marketing and email marketing, this is available to you too. It's around $10 a month. This is optional. And also another thing that's very important is our social media group, Facebook. If you click on that, folks, it's going to give you the opportunity to connect to the Facebook group. Okay. And you can see here that we have lots of things and recognition. It's all there. It's absolutely amazing. So in conclusion here, folks, here's the thing. If you are here for the first time and you're wondering, should I get started, folks, listen, you got a 30-day money back guarantee. Absolutely no issues. Go to GotBackupLive.com. Get started, and let's build this business together. Show up on Saturday, and we'll show you exactly how we go about setting yourself up in marketing your business. Tammy, is there anything else we're going to share as we end?
Oh, if you're evaluating it for the first time, hop on board, because this is really, really exciting. And I keep thinking about where we're going to be in the next 5 years. And you're at the beginning. Momentum is everything. Timing is everything. So position yourself and learn. And that's basically what we've done. And some of the members that are here on this session tonight, supporting every Wednesday night session, inviting guests. That's the best part. You just invite guests and you share links. There's nothing easier than that.
Absolutely. So, folks, listen, thank you very much for attending. Thank you for the wonderful feedback, and really appreciate you. We'll see you on Friday morning if you want to join us for a presentation we do in the afternoon, or on Saturday morning, we're going to be doing a training on how do we utilize ChatGPT. Have yourself a wonderful, wonderful rest of your evening, and bye for now.
Good evening.